Hey YouTubies, how you guys doing today? Kevin here, coming back at you with another video. Okay, so here we are back on the kv75 CDI conversion, and I have gotten a lot of questions on this on the forums and all that type of stuff, so I want to address some of them. Okay, this is not your average system. It's from a Kawasaki KE100. I mentioned it in all the what do you call it, the videos that have done on this. The backing plate and this charge coil are from this engine. Okay, I modified this coil right here to fit this magneto setup. You need a 4-magnet flywheel that came off this engine. A 3 or 6 will not work on this particular setup. This coil is designed to work with this ignition coil. Those are the only two parts in the black wire that runs to them. There's a black wire that you had on your system that ran up to your harness into your ignition coil is the same exact wire that runs to this coil right here. Okay? You're not altering or changing anything. I also want to state that I know a lot of you guys are not watching the videos all the way through, and oftentimes in my videos I put a lot of the most intricate I can't pronounce it, details at the end of the videos. So please make sure you guys watch it all the way to the end. It will help you out. A lot of the stuff I have, like about the YouTube channel, about the Facebook, all that stuff is at the end of the videos. Like I did on the last one. I do a lot of shorter videos, and I do some longer ones, like I did last night was the longest one on this system. So, alright, let's get into this right here, okay? So, we removed this coil wire, this right here. We removed the points and condenser, and the black wire that was in the harness, we cut and tapped into this. So we have one side going to ground, one side going to the black wire. The black wire goes through the loom and up to your factory harness on the bike. This one goes, we're putting it right directly onto the coil because there's nothing in between them. There is no pickup module. There is no external pickup on it. It is simply this and this because the CDI is built into this coil. With that said, you cannot go on eBay and buy yourself a CDI coil because the CDI coils do not have the CDI built into them. Only the factory ones do. Keep that in mind. Alright, so yesterday I left off on this motor. All modified, done. We had beautiful clearance on the mag. Make sure that these aren't going to hit. And it's not going to hit on here. And it's not going to hit here. A lot of times these right here get neglected and it rubs on the inside here. This one does not, so make sure you check for clearance on the inside between here and there. There's no gap specification, and the outside of here and the magnets. That's pretty much it for that. Okay, so I put the Woodruff key in there, the half moon key. Make sure there's no debris on the magnets, which is a little bit of metal flake, but that's alright. We're not going to worry about that right now because we're not going to bolt this on. We're going to set this on here so they line up and locks into place. We're not going to tighten up the nut because we're not starting the engine today. We are going to start this tomorrow though. I had the carburetor all done. Tomorrow's going to be a carburetor talk video on this KV75. I haven't done one, and I have another carburetor to compare it to, so we're going to. Okay, so when I kick over the engine this way, you can see it turns over. It turns the mag. We bolted the coil up here. It's not rubbing there, so we're good there. We got clearance. The black wire is connected here, and now we're going up to the spark plug. Okay, and of course the plug I have is a fouled one, but hopefully it works. Alright, now with that said, we are going to go ahead and let's see here. We'll take this here like this. Turn the engine that way. I'm gonna try to do it so I can Spin the motor like this. Okay, now we're going to disconnect the wiring for the lights. Kill the lights, okay? Kill the lights. I don't know if you can see a spark on that. Oh yeah, it's got beautiful spark. Look at that. Look at that spark, guys. How cool is that, huh? Let's see, where did that sparkle go? Oh, I dropped the spark plug down. Kind of hard doing this in the dark. Not going to lie to you. Magneto's coming off. And that, my friends, is CDI onto a kv75. No points. No more hoopla. No more hoops to run through. No more points to adjust. Just straight up CDI. And the beauty part of this whole entire project, come on, the whole entire part of the beauty part of this project is, one, I already talked to you guys about the benefits of the CDI. The benefits to doing this particular unit onto the kv75 is this coil right here will bolt directly to where the other coil is. You don't have to change the mounting. You don't have to change the wiring. The wiring on the bike stays the same, guys. Stays the same. So your nice, pristine, original looking motorcycle is going to stay the exact same. And you're replacing a genuine Kawasaki coil with a genuine Kawasaki coil. Okay, the only thing you're changing, you're modifying, is this plate, and you're putting that in there in place of points. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're adding to the engine, you're not taking away from it. So we literally have just put a CDI ignition system on a kv75 that has not been done before. Okay, we did that. Okay, so now you could say I have a kv70. This will work on all year KVs. Okay, from when they first started making them, was it 69, 70, something like that, all the way up to 1980, and it'll work up to the what do you call it there? It'll work up through all the different years. Okay, that is awesome to me. Okay, that makes this worth it. So you can do this. It doesn't matter what year bike you have, it works. It doesn't matter what year KD you have, it works. It doesn't matter what KE you have, it works. It doesn't matter what KM you have, it works. You see what I'm saying? This works. The system works. And that is pretty slick. So out of all these bikes that we're doing, these just simply work. And having that is awesome. So remember, the parts from this are used off of the KE100 from 1996 to 2001. If it's a 95 and earlier, it will not work. It needs to be 96 and up. Okay, not 96 and down. 96 and 95 and 96 with a cutoff year. Okay, even the 95 and a half will not work. You have to do it by 96, because that's when they started going to the CDI, and then they stopped production of that particular bike in 2001, just like they stopped doing this one in 1980. The pretty cool thing about this is, this being a two-stroke, you're adding to this engine. You're adding performance. You're adding a lower idle. You're adding a smoother idle, a crisper throttle. There's so many benefits to having a CDI. Lack of maintenance. You don't have to do maintenance. You don't have to sit there going, geez, I don't remember the last time I changed my point, so I got to check the gap it's running. Or I'm on a trail and the bike is sputtering, kicking, and farting. It's got plenty of fuel, but I think it's losing its spark. Well, when was the last time you did your points? Then you got to replace, you got to lube that little piece of felt in there that rides on the inside of the cam. A lot of people don't do that. They don't lube that felt and it wears out the points. Man, the gap keeps opening up. Yeah, because you're melting it. You know? So keep those things in mind. This is a better way to go. So anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with me on the series on the kv75, the MT1 CDI conversion. So this one right here is all done. We're going to go ahead and I already rebuilt the carburetor, I already cleaned it up, adjusted the floats and all that. And I've had a lot of questions on float adjustment, height adjustment, blah, blah, blah. So tomorrow night we're going to get into that whole carburation system. And we're going to compare it and show you its bigger brother from the KE100. The one we took these off. They're basically the same carburetor but much bigger. So we're going to do some comparisons, and we're going to talk to you guys about some tech tips and tricks that you too can do and use at your home, and to get these carburetors cleaned, and what to look for, and what you can get away with. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please share, and I hope this helps you with your build. This has been an incredible experience doing this. I've done this to every single Kawasaki I own, and none of my older bikes have points to them. And they all look original and factory. It doesn't have this stupid looking module that you know doesn't belong on the bike. So there we go with that. So, and I get asked a lot of questions, guys. Where do I buy these parts? Okay. I personally get parts from scrap yards. I get them from online. I get them from groups, KE groups. I get them from what do you call it there, for people overseas. I get them from all kinds of places. I have had a very hard time finding this setup, as I did on all my other bikes, but I tend to get them at least 2 or 3 times a year. I end up with 3 or 4 of these units, because I buy lots of bikes. I buy bikes with blown engines, burnt up engines. So I rob the CDIs off of them, and I rob the stuff like that I need, and then I keep them for a rainy day. So that's how I'm able to do all these conversions. That's where I get my parts from. But I am working on getting you guys some parts. I also use parts from other bikes. This CDI and this coil, they look a little different, but they're the same. Okay, if you get them from a Suzuki DS80, the coil here is the same. It just, instead of being yellow, it's black. And then the coil that's fused on it is the Nippon Denso. And if you look at my ignition video 101, you'll see that I'm working on my KD80. And on that video, one of the guys said, "Hey, I bought that coil and it didn't work on my bike." It does work on the bike. So I put it on my bike on purpose, and to show that it works. But you guys can literally go on and check that video out, and you'll see that I posted, I hold a coil up on the video, and you can see the part number on there for the coil. Coil is readily available. You can get them right on eBay, 30, 40 bucks. Not a big deal. This coil right here, the mag, on eBay, the for the DS80, it's readily available. I mean, you can get them, you know. So it's not a factory Kawasaki part, but it'll work the exact same way. There's no difference. There's no performance difference. There's literally no difference in it. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you guys. Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And definitely thank you for comments. I enjoy the comments, and I enjoy teaching you guys how to do these little projects. So this right here is video number 4 on the ignition CDI. As you saw, it has spark, and that's it. So talk to you guys later. Have a great New Year, and I'll look forward to doing many more mods. So talk to you guys later. Peace out.